Okay, this is part 2 of my bookshelf tour, and I'm gonna get started. So, first book I have is The Help, and this is actually a really good book. I really like the way it's written, like the writing style of it and everything. And the movie is also good. I have to say the book is a little better than the movie, but they're both pretty good though. So that's The Help, and then I have Matilda, and I think the book is a lot better than the movie, especially like the character Matilda herself. I think her character in the book is a little better than the movie. I don't know exactly why, but I just like her character better in the book than in the movie. So yeah, and then I have The Widow, which I've never read. I got this from like the trash when some place was having a flea market and they were throwing stuff away. So they had this big pile of stuff in the street, and like me and my friends like went through it, and I ended up taking like a lot of books from there, but this is the only one I ended up keeping. And I honestly don't know why I decided to keep this one. So, and then I have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I've always wanted to read this. I was kind of curious, and I haven't read it yet, but I will, because I was curious about that one. And I also have Les Miserables, or however you pronounce it. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but yeah. I was actually really excited to get this book, because I really wanted to read it, but then I ended up never reading it, and I've had it for like years, and I still haven't gotten around to reading it. It's just because in this book the print is like kind of small, so usually when the print is really small on a book, it takes me extra long to read it. I don't know why. And then I have Mandy, which is this book I had from my childhood, and it's actually a really good book. It's about this girl, and she's an orphan, and I don't know, it just kind of goes about her life at the orphanage and stuff. But it's actually a really good book. And then I have this other book from my childhood, The Lonely Doll, and this used to be one of my favorite books, and I honestly don't know why. Looking at it now, it's kind of creepy, but I used to love this book when I was younger. This is probably my favorite children's book ever when I was younger. But yeah, looking at it now, it's a little creepy. I don't know, the pictures and everything, but yeah, I used to like it. And then I have Grimm's Fairy Tales, and I read quite a lot of them, but I haven't finished the whole thing. And they're kind of interesting. I like reading where all the Disney movies and other movies came from, the concept and everything. So it's kind of cool. And then I have the BFG, and I haven't read this one yet. I actually just got this at the thrift store, because I wanted to read some more Roald Dahl books, because I really liked Matilda, so I wanted to read some other ones of his. And then I have this big Lord of the Rings book. This is probably the thickest book that I owned, but it has all three books in one, and I have not read this yet. I read maybe one or two of the books before, but I haven't read them recently. And this is a movie cover edition of the book, and I usually don't like movie cover books, because it just kind of makes them look kind of cheap, and I don't know, I just don't like them. But this one's not too bad as far as movie covers go, because it's just, I don't know, it's not too bad, but I still don't really like it that much. And then I have Maximum Ride, and this one is School's Out Forever. And I don't know what like number this is in the series, but honestly I don't know why I got this book. I think I like heard about it in a magazine or something, and like was trying to get ideas of what to read one time, so since it was in a magazine I was like, oh, I'll just read it. And I don't really like it though. It's I don't know, it's kind of confusing and boring, and I just don't like it. And I also don't like this cover either. And then I have Farmer Boy, and I haven't read this. This is like something I had since I was younger. I might read it sometime because it looks like it's kind of a short read, but I've never read it. And then The First 4 Years, I think this is like the first book in the Little House on the Prairie series. I never read The Little House on the Prairie. This is just another one from when I was younger. And then I also have Little House on the Prairie, and I don't know what like number this is in the series, but yeah. And then I have Ellen Tibbets, or Tebbets, I don't know how to pronounce it. And it's actually like a really, I really enjoyed this when I was younger. It was really like, I don't know, it was just fun to read. And yeah, so this is actually a good book. I actually enjoyed this book. And then I have this book, the Loch Ness Mystery Solved, and I don't know, I found this at the thrift store, and I just kind of decided to get it, because I've always been fascinated with the Loch Ness Monster. Like, I know it's not real or anything, but like, the idea of it always kind of fascinated me, and like, yeah, so this is just kind of like debunking the Loch Ness Monster, like, theory, because there's just a bunch of like pictures that people took that were supposedly the Loch Ness Monster, and it like they just tell you what it actually was and everything. But yeah, and then I have The Inferno. I got this because I really wanted to read it. I read part of it in high school, and it kind of fascinated me, so I wanted to read the rest. And they're having this sale one time at Barnes & Noble's, like buy 2 books, get 1 free. So I got like this one and 2 other ones, and so I started to read it, but it was a little hard to understand, so I never really got all the way through, but one day I'll read the rest of it. And then I got This Side of Paradise, and I got this because it looked interesting, but like I tried to read The Great Gatsby before, but it was kind of a little, I didn't like it as much. Like, I don't know, it just, there's something about it that I just didn't really like too much. But yeah, and maybe I'll like this one better, I don't know. Yeah, and then I have The Picture of Dorian Gray, and this one seemed really interesting to me. I still haven't read it. I really have to get around to reading a lot of these, but I haven't read this one yet. And I read like one other Oscar Wilde book. I think it was The Importance of Being Earnest that I read, and I actually kind of like that. And yeah, so I have to read this, and that's part 2, and I still have more, so thanks for watching.